everyone, today I am going to go over with you the assignment called Biologically Important Molecules. So already we've learned about elements and the elements that are important for life, so CHNOPs. So those elements combine in different ways to make the molecules that are important for life. So there are four main molecules that you're going to be making a graphic organizer for, and this doesn't include water, which water would really be considered the main molecule for life, but the other four are the kind of biologically important molecules that do life functions. Water is important to make all of those things happen, but it doesn't do life functions all by itself. So we're in the packet on this page here called Biologically Important Molecules. So you should have gotten a piece of cardstock to use to make this graphic organizer. There's instructions right here on how to make it. I'm going to go through it right now. So the first step is you need to fold the two parts into the middle. What I like to do is I like to figure out where the middle point is by matching up the sides, and then I just do a little crease right there to show me where that middle point is. Then I'm going to fold one side into that middle point. Then I'm going to flip it over and fold the other side into that middle point. Good creases here. Okay, so that was step one of how to make our graphic organizer. The next step is you just take the whole thing and fold it down in half. Again, good creases. Then I'm going to reopen it, so now I have these lines. I'm going to use my scissors to cut along those lines. Flip it over, do the same thing on the other side, and then I have a graphic organizer with 4 tabs that I can open up. All right, the next step, so I'm going to use this folding project to do the other steps. So the first thing I need to do is label each door on the outside with the name of one of the 4 molecules, leaving enough room for a drawing on the outside as well. So the molecules are up here at the top in bold. So the first one is carbohydrates. The next one is proteins. Then I have lipids. And you might remember from our vocabulary that means fats. And then I have nucleic acids. If I'm going too fast at any point, you can pause me. Okay, there we go. I have carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids. All right, then the next step, so I did step 2. Step 3, inside each door on the inside of the tab, write and then fill in for each molecule. So the first thing I'm going to write and fill in is the elements that are contained in that molecule. Now you could cheat a little bit. All of the elements are listed in your vocabulary list for each of these molecules, so you could use your vocabulary list. If you borrowed a book, you can use your book, or you can look it up on the internet. So once I have that, I would fill in the elements that are in carbohydrates. Then the next thing I need to have is the purpose in the body. So what are carbohydrates useful for in the body? For carbohydrates, they're really just for using energy. So they give your body energy. And it's a quick, easy form of energy for your body to use. Next up, so I would write that out as the purpose in the body. Next is examples of this type of molecule. So examples of this type of molecule. So it says examples. I'm going to give you one to get you started. Glucose is a type of carbohydrate, and that's actually in your vocabulary list as well. So you'd write glucose, and then you'd write comma, and then at least one more because it says examples, not just one example. And then the final thing I need to write is examples of foods that have a lot of it. And it does say examples again. I'm gonna go with spaghetti for my first example of something that has a lot of carbohydrates in it. If you eat a lot of spaghetti, you're carb loading. So spaghetti would be one, and then comma, I would need more because it does say examples. So that's all that goes on this inside part of the tab. Now we're moving to this outside part of the tab. So it says step 4 on the other side of the inside tab, describe a specific scenario where your body would use that molecule and how. So I write scenario, and then I'm going to write out the scenario there. So I'll show you on my other one. I've already written out the scenario. I said, if I were playing in a field hockey game, my body would need to break down carbs so that I could use them for energy. Sorry, I was reading that backwards. So that is my scenario of a situation that my body would use carbs in the real world. Okay, and then number 5, on the outside of each tab, you're going to draw a food that is high in the molecule that the tab is representing. So for my carbs, I drew my spaghetti. For my proteins, I drew bacon and eggs because eggs are the #1 most concentrated form of protein. For lipids, I drew a cupcake. And then for nucleic acids, they aren't really in foods, or they're in all foods. Either way, I just drew a DNA molecule because there aren't really foods that are high in nucleic acids. Okay, so once you do that for all of your tabs, you get all your tabs done, then you are done. So this is a 2-day project. So you can work on it today, and you're also going to be working on it tomorrow. So I expect it to take 2 days. So do a nice job on your drawings. Look up good examples. Don't just make up your examples. Actually look up your good examples. You can use the book if you want to, if you have one, or else you can just use the internet for the information. So this is due the next time I see you, and it is worth a lot of points, so make sure you take your time and do a good job.